r/AskReddit. People of Reddit, what unethical brands do you refuse to buy from? I refuse to buy from Wish. I don't really have anything against them, but I refuse to buy from them. I don't know why. The cheap/scam alert just starts ringing in my brain when I see ads for them. It's a scam with horrible products, but also they steal designs from real people and sell cheap shitty knockoffs with the original creators' images. Wish are dodgy as hell. I'm a cyclist and I've recently been seeing adverts for a pair of Mavic full carbon deep section wheels. A proper pair of these will cost you around $2,000 I think, but these are advertised at about 10% of that. Likelihood is that the manufacturing quality for those will be absolute shite, carbon badly laid up, and full of voids. Wheels made of badly constructed carbon fiber would be a death trap. If you're going downhill at 40 miles per hour and the rim on one of your wheels just randomly fails, it can kill you. Some of the shit they sell isn't just shit, it's also really dangerous. TLDR, don't buy from Wish. Random one, but Kylie Jenner. She exploited young fans by saying she didn't have fillers and looks like she has big lips from wearing lipstick and liner. Then sold Kylie lip kits to take advantage of self-conscious girls wanting bigger lips and seriously thinking that she hadn't used filler. She stole designs from smaller brands and used them for her own clothing, pretending her company made the designs. Then her skincare is awful. Overpriced stuff that barely works, and the scrub will cause serious damage to your skin. Another which some have commented on. She isn't paying her workers in Bangladesh. She is taking advantage of desperate people in order to save money when she is close to being a billionaire. Overall, she just exploits her fans for money. Nothing she does is actually as good as it is made out to be. Edit. Thank you so much for all the likes. Yep, for me this goes for any and all Kardashian brands. Bought one when they first came out, and it was a clumpy gooey mess and the bottle was half empty. I have $3 drugstore lipsticks that are nicer. I've heard so many people complain that her products were hella expensive, and when they arrived, they were half empty. I forgot all about that, so it's funny you mention it. And then they wouldn't do returns or exchanges. This is how you become a billionaire. TikTok. It's basically Chinese spyware. Not basically, it is Chinese spyware. Can someone explain this? I've tried googling it. I'm curious why people are using TikTok to make video gifs these days. I was banned from the Reddit sub r/TikTok for posting a single comment about how TikTok censors Shinanmen and Tibet references. Sure would be a shame if others knew about it, but who cares about that, right? It's not like TikTok admits it suppressed videos by disabled, queer, and fat creators. TikTok has been accused of secretly gathering vast quantities of user data and sending it to servers in China. TikTok is paying the FTC a fine of $5.7 million for collecting the data of kids under 13. TikTok censors all reference to the Hong Kong protests. TikTok has had children as young as 8 targeted by ex-predators, and police are urging parents to check the app privacy settings. TikTok's privacy page admits to collecting as much data as possible from metadata, GPS location, and pulls all contact information on someone's Facebook and Instagram, if connected, and phone, while allowing themselves to use this data for whatever they want. TikTok has been labeled a threat to national security by the USA government. TikTok is banned from US Navy mobile devices, as it's been declared a cybersecurity threat. TikTok had vulnerabilities as recent as last month, which allowed attackers to gain control of users' accounts to upload videos or view private videos, while a separate flaw allowed attackers to retrieve personal information from TikTok user accounts through the company's website. It's almost as if TikTok is China's attempt at pushing their propaganda out to the world, while also having massive privacy issues. China has realized that to control the global population you have to control social media and what people see. So for the last year they have been pouring a ton of money into getting their social media app to be accepted and widely used through a campaign of paid content creation / submission and vote manipulation. Once they have wide-scale buy-in, their backdoor monitoring and data collection will have free reign. I find it a worrying trend how easily Reddit is blindly upvoting these video gifs and supporting a company with such privacy concerns, an obvious agenda, and that is censoring and controlling the information you see. It's not too late to do something. Yo, original poster. In case nobody has mentioned it, there are apps like Boycott and Good Guide that let you boycott products super easily. For your information, as of June 1st, Good Guide was taken offline. Do you know why? A bunch of companies probably got butthurt. Boycott is a great app. Turns out most major chocolate brands exploit child labor. Problem is Nestle owns so many different brands it is extremely difficult to boycott. For example, they own Yoplait yogurt, Pure Water, Q-tips, Advil, Chef Boyardee, Ice Mountain, Purina dog food, Sleepers, and that's just what I can name off the top of my head. I hate cluttering up my phone with apps, but I installed an app for the sole purpose of avoiding Nestle's empire. It's called Boycott, and I'd absolutely recommend it for anyone who gives a damn about where their money goes, whether that's Nestle or other terrible companies. You can join causes that you care about, ranging from boycotting Nestle to avoiding textile manufacturers who oppose legislative reform in Bangladesh after a textile factory collapsed, and just about anything in between. When you go shopping, you just open the app, take a picture of the barcode of whatever you want to buy, and the app will tell you if it's in conflict with any of the causes you've joined, or if the company has specifically come out in favor of that legislation in Bangladesh, for example. It will also show you other causes that company is associated with that you might not have already joined. It's also community run, so if there's something you care about that doesn't get much attention, you can create a page for that issue and start adding companies to it to spread awareness to other users of the app. Unfortunately, I haven't found one single group in protest of Nestle that had a complete list of all their brands, but it's well known on Boycott that Nestle is a terrible company, and by joining several groups that boycott them, I've managed to catch the vast majority of Nestle products I almost bought. If you read this thread, you will realize that nearly everything you buy comes with serious ethical issues. It is nearly impossible to avoid consuming things that cause harm. What we need more than you individually boycotting a company you just discovered has unethical practices is for you to join a political movement to hold the wealthy and the powerful accountable and to regulate business practices. There are simply too many people who are either oblivious or refuse to be inconvenienced that render little boycotts here and there ultimately ineffective. The market does not regulate itself effectively. This is a myth and a lie. Indeed, the blamers are always focused on the consumer. Don't buy from this company, buy this slightly more eco-friendly product, when the reality is that the vast majority of environmental damage and CO2 output comes from industry and manufacturing. It's a direct failing of the world government's MO. People always say that we need to pass more laws to protect the environment, but we already have a zillion of those that just go unenforced. If governments would nut up, enforce their own laws, and make the punishment cost more than the profit from the crime, we would probably be on track to be carbon neutral. EA Games. It used to be that you either bought a game or had microtransactions in a free game. EA single-handedly changed this, so you had to buy the game and then pay for microtransactions to unlock the good part of the game. Google most downvoted Reddit post and its EA customer service trying to justify their decision to put microtransactions into Battlefront. If I see a game with EA on the cover, I absolutely 100% will not buy it. They also won most hated company in America a couple years in a row. Even Comcast didn't beat them. I don't buy from fast fashion brands. H&M, Zara, etc. They aren't unethical, but they are terrible for the environment. One of the most wasteful industries. I love fashion, don't get me wrong. I tend to lean towards a more vintage vibe anyway and thrift shop a lot. But when it comes to sneakers, I'll spend a little more on some better brand over a wasteful brand. Edit. Yes, I realize that these companies are unethical now. I take it back. I completely forgot. My bad. Agree. But they are definitely unethical. There's slave labor, child labor, and dangerous working conditions in fast fashion. I'm a thrifter too for that reason. Urban Outfitters. They put a suicide note on a shirt because you woo mental illness is trendy. Edit. It wasn't Urban Outfitters that made that shirt, but they've still done some shitty things. A few examples are in the replies. They also made a Kent State sweatshirt with "blood splatters" on it after the Kent State University shootings in 1970. Ducking yikes dude. This thread is an example of why I don't like voting with your dollar. We all have some personal causes that mean a lot to us, but those causes are different. For every brand that we refuse to buy from, there will be someone else who will buy from it because they are boycotting some other brand. Meanwhile, if there is no ethical alternative, either none of them are ethical, or there is just no alternative, you're ducked. This puts a burden on consumers, especially vulnerable ones, while doing nothing to actually change the companies. Most of y'all are gonna see someone that you still buy stuff from, even after seeing that they are a shitty company. Don't feel guilty about it. Short of an organized boycott, which is to say, a boycott of a specific product or company, with a specific, singular change demanded of them, then just don't buy from them accomplishes nothing, but will give the self-righteous a false sense of security, while making the lives of everyone needlessly harder. Advocate for policy, systemic changes, and legislation that holds companies accountable. If you have the time and money to buy ethically, great. But if not, save your time, your money, and your energy for the real fights that actually matter. Don't let consumer guilt get in the way of real action. Thanks for watching. Since I'm a small channel, any likes, shares or subscribes will have an exponentially higher positive effect on this channel than any other larger one. So why not make a real change in the world and do it? Planning on uploading as much as possible.